Hello, welcome to episode 369. We're going to be making some interactive working chairs. We've done some similar things before, but I needed something I could knock out quickly today. We're in 1.21 though, just to add a little bit of difference. Now hello, what's this? Now I'm pretty sure you can make this in 1.19.4 as well. The only difference is how the eggs are given. The rest should all be the same. So I'll put a link in the description for episode 362 where we made a table in 1.19.4. And that will show you how to make the eggs. But what is it? It's basically, you've got a little stool and you can sit on it. It's pretty much that simple. Hello, there I am. There we go. I don't think there's any need to waffle at all. Let's just get on and build it now. Okay, right, we don't need any scoreboard setups today, but we do need a couple of eggs to put the chair down nice and easily. So we'll do that. Give egg, place, and I'm going to give the nearest player a slime spawn egg. It's going to have, we're in 1.21, so we have to use square brackets, and custom name equals. Okay, now before we did do just, let's see, Stool. Now, we'll just do a test, and I'll get that. And that's fine, we've got the custom name. But if I wanted to call it Stool Place, it's gone red. So if we use this way of putting a name in, we can't actually put a space. So, I mean, you could, if you wanted, just call it Stool underline space. Nope, doesn't like that. We can't do that. We could do that. But I actually wanted to look a bit nicer. So I am going to put a couple of apostrophes, a couple of curly brackets, and we'll do the old text thing. Text. Stool place. And obviously if we wanted, we could put a colour in here as well. I'm not going to. Okay, so it's got a name. And now I need some entity. It's telling me there, entity data. Thank you very much for reminding me. Entity data equals. I'm going to have an ID. Open and close. It's going to be a Minecraft marker. Yep. And it's going to have some tags. It's going to have one tag. Stool place. Now I'm calling it stool because I'm only going to bother making one leg for it. Obviously, you can add as many legs as you like, but I'm just going to do one for brevity's sake, or to make it quicker. Right, now, giving the egg is pretty much the only thing that's different, I think, between 1.194 and 1.21. So if you were interested in doing this in 1.194, you could check out one of the episodes, like episode 362, in which case we make a table. So you could have a look at that. And that'll show you how to make these eggs. I'll put a link in the description. Right, so we've done give egg. Now let's do the remove egg. Well, we've done place egg. I'm just going to copy. There we go. I'm just going to copy the place egg and stick that in there. And let's put a give egg remove. Let's put a sign on there. And I'll change the egg type because I like to have green for place, red for destroy, and since we've got a name, we might as well change it, otherwise it's just going to be confusing. And tags, stool place, yep, we'll change it to stool remove, and I'm going to give it an extra tag like we often do so it can kill itself, and I'll just call it stool. Okay, eggs are done. Now let's make the controllers so we can place it. As usual, the placing controller will be the hardest one. Controller, well, it's not hard, it's just a longer command. So this is the controller for placing. We are going to execute, that's a nice way to spell it, at any entity whose type equals marker, tag equals, what do we call it? Stool place, forgotten already. Okay, and I'm going to run summon and interaction bobbity bobbity boo at those coordinates. And we'll give it some information. Tags. I'll give it 2 tags. I think we're only... Actually, we will use 2. We'll use this one to kill it. And we'll use this one to sit on it, or to check when the player interacts with it. Okay. Do we need to do anything else? It might be enough, but I think we're going to give it some passengers. Passengers. Okay, now I want to give it 1, 2 passengers. I'm going to have the bit you sit on, which I'll call, stool top. And we'll have the bit, the leg, which we'll call stool leg. Now, you might want 4 legs in case you do. You just there's another leg, there's another leg. We just keep adding them. So I'm just going to fill in these bits. Right. What do I want? I want it to be an ID. We'll have a Minecraft block display. Now, it's probably good practice, and I don't always do it. But if you can put a namespace in, it's probably good practice to always put the namespace in. So Minecraft block display. That's going to be its ID. We'll give it some tags. We'll give it the 2 tags. Now this one I don't think needs 2 tags. Stool. But just in case I want to target it later, I'm going to give it another one. You probably don't need this extra tag. I'll call it stool top. There we go. Right, I'm going to need a block state because I want to know what block it is going to be displaying. And we do that with a name. Open and close speech marks. Yes, that's right. So again, I would normally write outlog, but it probably is good practice to write namespace outlog. So that's the block state. Let's come out of the block state because we're going to want some transformation information. Where are we? Okay, we're near the end. Let's leave it and see what we get there. Done. Well, we need an egg then, and turn it on. Cool. Okay, that looks all right. Obviously, we've got the offset that we normally do, so we'll have to bring that back in. Otherwise, it's all cool. Let's do a temporary, so we'll call it reset. And, well, we've got 2 entities, but they're both tagged with stool. So, obviously, if you did this on your map, you'll kill everything that's tagged with stool. But for testing purposes, this is absolutely fine. Kill any entity, tag equals stool. I tell you what, we could be a bit safer. We could say distance equals less than 10 blocks. There we go. So if I did make a mistake, they've come back because we've not killed the marker. The marker is still there. That's why they came back. But this way, if we did make a mistake and kill everything, at least we only kill the ones within 10 blocks. Right, okay, so let's fix that they're coming back. So we're executing at type marker tag equals stool place. Tell you what I'll do. I will just copy that. Copy. And we'll put a block on the end and we'll say kill any entity type marker tag equals stool place. Okay, now that's going to kill the marker. So we should be able to get rid of them. Cool. Okay, let's tidy it up and make it look a bit nicer. Right. So we said it looks like a log, and now we wanted some transformation. Information. I'm going to have a left rotation. Yeah, shall I do my normal grumble about why do we have to put this in each time? 0F, 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 1F. Copy all of that up to left. Go outside the square brackets. We say right. Paste it all in again. Translation. We'll start with 0 for now. I always like to just put the defaults in first. Okay, and scale 1F, 1F, 1F. Okay, so if we run that, we should get exactly the same result, which we do. Okay, let's get rid of that. Let's change some of this stuff. Right. Well, I want it to be a full block width, so I'm going to have 1 for the X scale and Z for the Z scale, and 1 for the Z scale. But I want it to be quite thin, so let's do 0.2. So we're not changing X or Z. So to center that, Our scale is 1, so to center it we need half of 1, which is 0.5, and we have to do a minus. And half of 1 for the z is 0.5, and it has to be a minus. Another test, there we go, it's in the right place. Now we can see we just need to lift it up a bit. Okay, so our translation here, ooh, how far do we want to lift it up? If I said 0.8, oh, that's too high. Look how far up it's gone. Okay, we don't want that. Come back. Now I think we might. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it down to 0.6 because we can come back and change it. There we go. That looks like a nice height. We can always come back and change some of these things later. We'll just get it sort of working because we're going to sit on top of it, so we're probably going to have to adjust something. Now let's make a leg. That's why I'm calling it a stool. It's only going to have one. It's only going to have one leg. Well, we have to do the same thing again. ID Minecraft block display. Come out of block display. We'll have some tags. I'm going to give it 2 tags again. Again, we only really need the stool tag. This one is stool leg. I'm never going to target it by its leg, so if you wanted, you could remove this one. I'm not sure what difference it makes. I mean, how much, if you made a map with thousands of things, eventually it's going to be like, well, why are you putting all these tags you don't need? You don't need this tag, get rid of it. So you don't have to put that one in. Anyway, block state, open and close. I'll do name. And what did we have? We'll just use a Minecraft. Let's try and do good habits and use the namespace. Minecraft oglog. And again, transformation, open and close, left rotation, 0f, 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 1f, copy all of that. I should make a macro. You can make a macro that just copies in the transformation information. That would be, just press one button on your keyboard and it puts all this faff in for you. Okay, translation, which we will do 0f, 0f, 0f. So we're doing the defaults. Scale or scape. No, thank you. Scale 1f, 1f, 1f. Okay, well, we're going to change the scale. I want it to be a lot thinner, so I think maybe on the table we used about 0.3. Let's say 0.3. It only has to go from the ground to inside the tabletop. We don't want it to poke out the top, so let's do something like 0.75. Half of 0.3 would be 0.15, and it has to be a minus. Half of 0.3 0.15, and it has to be a minus. I put the minus in the wrong place. It has to be a minus. Okay, and we haven't got any up or downy translation yet. Let's just see what we get when we do that. Okay, well, it's not happy. We've obviously made a mistake there. Okay. Let's go to the beginning. Here we have transformation, so that's spelled correctly. Left rotation looks correct. Right rotation looks correct. Well, if one's correct, the other one should be because they're copied. Translation. Have we made a mistake in there? And scale. Always annoying when everything looks right. Okay, so what have we done wrong? Because I did not see it. Now, hopefully you can't see it either, otherwise you'll be screaming at me saying, I can tell you what it is, but I can't speak because this is a pre-recorded video. Ah, here we go. Look here. Here we are in the block state. Open the curly bracket for the block state. And then we keep going. And well, I say we, I'm not blaming you. I didn't close the block state. So I've put the transformation information into the block state. That's not where it should be. So let's close the block state. And that means we're going to have one curly bracket too many after the transformation information. So let's go to the end of this and remove one of these. Bonk. There we go. Okay. Curly brackets. Now, if you put this into a notepad, you could format it, lay it out to make it very obvious to spot mistakes like that. But when it's all in one command, it's pretty hard. Okay, there's our little table. I like it. So it's made up of an interaction entity, a leg, and a top. So that's 3 entities that have the tag stool. Right. Let's make the remove controller. In fact, I think, let's go home, execute at tab marker, tag equals stool place, run. Let's copy that. Copy. Paste it into there, and we'll put remove, and we will run kill any entity whose tag equals stool. So that's why they've all got the stool marker, including the remove egg. And we'll say distance equals or less than, or maybe 0.5. We could try that. Sneaky space on the end. Go away. Okay, let's try. This is the controller to remove it. Turn it on. F3D, clear the chat. Put one down. Get myself a remove egg. Oh. Now I can't click on the interaction entity, so I can't get close enough to it. Okay. Let's do distance equals 0 to 1. So not close enough to those two. Okay. Let's do distance equals less than 1.5. There we go. Cool. I suppose we do have the problem if we have 2 right next to each other. That is there's probably some stuff left there. It's hard to tell. Actually, I think what happens is it kills them all and then it kills the marker last. But we can't trust that. So if you had 2 right next to each other, how could we kill it? I think we could just do it on that side. There we go. Cool. Okay. So we can now place and remove it. Let's make a controller so we can actually sit on the thing. Let's get one of them. Let's get a bit of that. Controller sit makes sense to me. Okay. I'm going to execute. And I think we'll probably do as any entity whose type equals an interaction, whose tag equals, oh, it's been so long I've forgotten, stool input, I believe. At yourself, store, let's try and get that S in the right place, store success as an entity, yourself, into your interaction dot player array as an integer, times it by 0. So we're going to put a 0 in there. So when we click on it, we're going to do something and then override or make it forget that I've clicked on it. We'll remove the interaction data on target. So it's only going to work if someone has clicked on it. Run, ride at S. And at S is now me because we switched to on target. No, we should be fine, just add S, and we will mount any entity whose type equals interaction, whose distance equals less than 0.1 since we're executing at the interaction entity already. And we do have to limit that to 1 because we can only ride one thing at a time. Otherwise it would just be strange, won't it? Let's turn that on. Let's click on this thing. I'm sitting on, well, okay. I might be sitting on it, but it's a bit weird. Let's have a look. I'm sitting on the floor, which is not what I want to do. I think an easy fix for this is we could just lift up the interaction entity and then we could just move down the table, the stool top and stool leg. I think that would be probably pretty simple. So we'll go to our placement entity and we'll have a look at our transformation. All I'm going to do actually is I'll go home And I will summon the interaction entity about 0.8 up in the air. Okay, now that's obviously it's taken the table up as well, the stool top and leg up as well. That's no problem, we don't mind that. We can just move them down because they have transformation data. So let's move down we've got the leg here. We want it to reach the floor. And we moved it up by 0.8, so I imagine we can just move it down by 0.8. We'll do a check on that bit first. Okay, that's on the floor. That worked. Cool. And can we just move the tabletop down by 0.8 as well? Here we go. Translation. We've got it up by 0.6. I don't think we need to move down as far. Let's just try 0. That doesn't look like it's enough. Okay, let's go down a little bit more. Boom, 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 boom. Let's move it down. Is this the one? Let's check its scale. Well, its scale is, translation 0.5, scale 1. Let's go down by minus 0.2. Let's try that. I don't know what I pressed then. Okay, right. I think that's all right because it's at the bottom and we were sitting on the bottom of the interaction display. Let's try it. Let's turn off F3 and B and let's... Hey, there we go. I'm sitting on my little stool. Cool. Success. Great success. There we go. That is how you make a little stool in Minecraft 1.21 that you can sit on. As I said before, I think the only difference here between 1.21 and 1.19.4 is the fact that we have to create the eggs differently. So you can check out that link in the description and that will show you how to create the egg for version 1.19.4 and then the rest you could just copy from here. Cool. Anyway, waffle. Let's not press that. Let's get off the stool. I've forgotten how. I press shift. There we go. Oh, now I'm in the stool. Okay. Right. So maybe you want to put a block. Maybe you might want to put a barrier on top. The problem with putting a barrier on top, though, would be you would be floating above the stool. And to be honest, you can, look, we float above the stool. So if you hate that, if you absolutely hate the fact that you can walk through the stool, all you have to do is adjust the heights so this is the same height as one block. That's all you have to do. Nice and simple. Should we try it? I'll tell you what, you can finish watching now, but I will do a little attempt to see if we can get this one block high. Right, okay, first thing. We will lift up the interaction entity by 1. There might be better ways to do this now if we're going to make changes, but let's see if we can fix this one. That's gone up by 1. Now, in which case, we probably want the leg to go down by 1. So that's gone down an extra 0.2. And maybe we want the top to go down by an extra 0.2. Let's try. Hey, that doesn't look like a full block. Didn't seem to make any difference. What's going on there? Where's my F3B? And now I've lost my egg. Oh, look at that. It's all going wrong. See, this is what happens when you do stuff on camera. Oh, my egg's gone into my inventory. It's all going wrong. Here we go. Let's put one down. Well, that is higher. That's definitely higher. But these guys are at the same position for some reason. Oh, because we kept the offset the same, didn't we? Yes, of course they're at the same position. Okay. Right. So I don't want to move down the stool top. We'll keep you as 2. That should fix the stool top. Stool top fixed. And now our leg should be... Oh, our leg is not tall enough, which is not surprising. So let's increase the height of our leg a little bit. Ramble, ramble, ramble. Our leg... This is our leg, so it's 0.75. Should we just go up to 8.5? Done. Okay, that's up to 8.5 now. Let's do F3 and D, clear that chat. I can now sit on the top. I'm now sitting on the top. That's all good. Okay. I'm amazed if you're still here listening. We still haven't sorted out the problem with the block display though, so let's fix that. What we're going to do is I'm going to control middle mouse, put that on the end, marker tag stool place. Yep. I'm going to go here to the beginning. I'm going to execute at the marker. Let's copy that bit. Let's place that in there. Execute at marker, type marker, tag equals stool, run, set block at those coordinates, barrier, done. So now we should be able to place, let's place it down. So we should have a barrier there now. Yeah, we can now stand on the stool at the right height. Better. But our block, our get rid of, doesn't remove the barrier. So, and we can't click on the barrier. So I think we're just going to do a generic sort of kill. How can we kill that block? How can we get next to it? Maybe we could execute at the nearest interaction entity. Let's try that. Well, there won't be an interaction entity, so we'll copy that first, X, and we'll put that into the second block. And here, actually, can we copy from the beginning? Type marker tag stool remove, run, copy that, done, put it in there, run, at entity type equals interaction tag equals stool input, run set block. Now I think it's one block higher, isn't it? So we're probably going to have to do one block below it. Questioning myself then. Okay, right, let's make one. Bang, we've made one. We can sit on it. And that did get rid of it. No, it didn't. Look, it's still there. Okay. Why is it still there? I would have expected that interaction entity to get rid of it. Oh, that was an old one. It did get rid of it. There we go. So it's there. I can't walk in. I can chuck the egg down. And now it's not there. There we go. Okay, a little bit of bonus waffling at the end as we just play around with it a bit. Right. I will stop wasting your time and I will see you next time. Have a nice day. See you soon. Bye-bye.